Good day and welcome to everyone joining us for today's preview. Today is 9th of September, Friday. We are racing at Fairview on the turf track. Looking forward to a good day's racing, as is the norm. On behalf of Marshall's World of Sport and myself, Shelden Peters, I'll be taking you through a best and a value bet, and then one or two runners that you need to include in your exotics. That'll be at decent prices, and then you can throw those in, and maybe one of them comes through and chalks up a big victory for you. Let's kick off in the very first race, where I make the best bet on the program. Number 11, Sir Yaverman. This is from the Sharon Kotson team. This individual has had 2 runs to date and a fair fourth on debut behind Coastal Path. The form line's worked out well. There's been a few winners from that form line. That was over 1,200 meters. The second run was also over 1,200 meters. That was after the gelding, so a horse who just needed the unkindest cut and they felt didn't put the best foot forward first time out. Although showing a lot of speed on that occasion, just lacked extra late on in the afternoon. Coming back from the gelding, look at that support. 6-1, down 33-20. So I'm not sure if there was a scratching in the race, but there was definite money about for this individual. 3-year-old son of Karari. Stable jockey, Louis Mkotwa takes the ride. And if you look at that last run, also jumped out, showed any amount of pace in the early stages and managed to stay on for a second behind Absolute Noir. And on that occasion did shift around at about the 200 meter mark. Having the third lifetime appearance, barring number 1 Global Mark. I make that the biggest danger. Is fully exposed though. Has had the 12 runs to date for a 2 seconds, 2 thirds and 2 fourths. Drawn out a little bit deep, drawn at 9, and we drawn 1 in at 8. So those could be the horses to structure your perms around, take your swingers and your exactors. But I'm going to make the best bet in the first race, number 11, with the expected improvement after that last run. They've given this individual 35 days to mature, goes the extra 200 meters, and I believe could be the best bet on the program. We'll then move on to race number 3. When you page over to race number 3, I'm going to tip you a horse that's any price. You can get 40-1, perhaps even 50-1 race time. Keep a close eye on the betting, a horse that you can get some real good odds on. Number 15, Cavian's Cara. Now, when you look at this daughter of Wiley Hall, poor form. No form to recommend about the daughter of Wiley Hall. Joined the Tara Lang stable. But if you go back earlier on in KwaZulu-Natal, was an 88 in the merit rating system. So has achieved by far the highest rating in this field. However, has not delivered after that. Has come down to a 49 in the rating. So here's a merit rating strike. We just need the right Cavian's Cara to rock up on the day. If you look at the earlier form, this is a horse who ran in the grade 3 Strelitzia behind a horse called Vernici, then ran 4th in the Million Rand KZN yearling race. So a horse who has got ability, but has certainly lost the gloss. Now looking at Cavian's Cara, the 2 local runs have been on the poly track. She's not a poly horse. Does not enjoy the poly Cavian's Cara. Her only victory to date came on the turf, and her placings also coming on the turf. A horse I think who's going to definitely be worth a second look. 52 kilograms on the back, 2,000 meters ideal. Like I mentioned, the 2 local runs were on the poly track, just to get a feel of this individual. Well drawn at stallgate number 3 at this point in time. And this is a horse that, if you look at the last 7, 8, even 10 runs, yet to get very, very close and threaten the judge. I just get the feeling today could be the day that she could turn her career around. And a horse for the quartets, certainly a horse who can run into the top 4, worth taking your swingers and your exactors and a place bet on. A win, well, that'll be a big win, around 40 and 50-1. But we like to find those roughies, and if she doesn't pop up on this occasion, we will give her another chance. But at those odds, these are the horses that you cannot let run loose. They pop up when you least expect them, but I'm just hoping the switch back to the turf after having the 2 poly introductions, we'll see her get that second win or a placing back on the turf. We'll then move on to race number 5, number 1, Princess Khaleesi. Race 5, number 1, Princess Khaleesi. Now, here's a horse that is worth throwing into the exotics. Decent price. If you look at the overall form, a 7-time winner, 3 have been over the distance, and I just believe the 2,000-meter trip last time out just stretched her a bit. And if you go back on the earlier form, the last win did come over 1,600 meters. And then paging back to race number 4, here's a horse of interest. Number 5, Waiting for Summer. Now, if you look at Waiting for Summer, was a 99 down to an 87. More importantly, ran 4th, 1.7 lengths behind Trip of Fortune. That was over 1,400 meters. Over 1,600 meters, 3 1/4 lengths behind Pomp and Power, who ran in the July and the feature races, has won at grade 1 level, and then ran behind a horse called Universal. The local run finished just over 3 1/2 lengths behind Irish Rain, and then the last run caught the eye. Came from 14 lengths back when beaten 4 lengths by Herodotus. So race 4, number 5, Waiting for Summer. Back on the turf, 1,600 meters, a lot in this individual's favor. A horse having an each way go on. And then one more horse to throw into the pick sixes and the likes. Race 8, number 1, Beneficiary. That's a wrap for the time being. Have a wonderful day's racing. We'll call it a fun day's racing because the horses that we have picked out are at decent prices. And if they do come to the party, we'll be smiling and sitting pretty with Marshall's World of Sport.